one. It would have been nice for Luke T. Not one. Everyone's like, Luke Kang. Sitting there is probably my tan, my teeth.
I think it needs to be so dry.
It needs to go. Yogurt. That's disgusting, man.
Oh, that goes so gross.
That's nasty.
I could do drink, but maybe. Oh, not yogurt.
Yeah, that one can that.
Yeah.
Jump in. Jump in, Artie, jump in.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
I like you jump in.
I'm so here for Molly.
It's a sexual attraction. I mean, massive. Do you have that with Shona?
Oh my days. Oh my
The drama doesn't stop there.
days. So this new Molly girl is absolutely going to rip Shona and Callum into pieces, and I am absolutely here for it. And when it comes to Naz and Demi, are they going to separate? Are their heads going to turn? And if so, is it going to be Naz, Demi, or both?
Get to know these girls.
Girls, I hope you like the boys. You may even want to keep hold of them.
Hey guys, it's Murad Morali. Hope you guys are doing well today. If you haven't already, click that button for daily and consistent content. Subscribe. Head over to my Instagram, Murad_Morali, and buy some merch if you guys want to. We have so much to get into. Casa Amor has now officially arrived. This beautiful mechanism, this catalyst that is going to rip the entire Love Island and is absolutely just destroy all these couples and just inject that drama into our veins. That's just what we all need. And I'm so glad it's finally here because, you know, although there was some drama from last week, it was, you know, getting quite stale. So hopefully this can amplify our interest and maintain our engagement when it comes to the show. Now, when it comes to Molly Smith, I'm going to get straight into her because I feel like she, within herself, either the producers have told her to or she's just, you know, that is just how she is, but she's just very forward as an individual.
Mate, I'm not even joking. Every time I look at Molly, I'm like,
yeah,
mate, it's like, it takes, literally, it's mad.
And she's sitting there with Callum and she's saying to him, can we sleep in the same bed together? And Callum is very aloof. He's ready for it. As Shona has said, he is somebody that doesn't have any relationship experience. He doesn't have any experience in that world now. So I feel like he's just going to be very open to it. And these two will, I assume, kind of grow some relationship. And then when it comes to them returning, it's going to rip everything apart. Now, I said this many moons ago in the beginning of my reviews and my episodes, that when it comes to Shona, the reason why producers love her so much and why she is one of the most valuable assets when it comes to the season is because she's very reactive.
There are 6 hot single boys.
She's very emotional reactive, so the more things that you throw at her, the more times that she's going to react, and that reaction can be put into the TV, and from a producer perspective, there are beautiful narratives, storylines for us as an audience perspective to enjoy. So I feel like that's definitely going to happen. Shauna's going to be absolutely pissed. If like Georgia was pissed and from the year before, Amber was absolutely irritated. Shona, I don't know what she'll do. She'll either punch the cameraman or something. She will just go completely AWOL because we know that she's actually just generally very like emotional, very aggressive here and there, very controlling, very territorial, all filled with emotions. People need to think with emotions and logic, but when it comes to a situation like this, the logic isn't really there.
The trousers, but she told me what colour.
She for Shona, and I feel like she will just blow it out of proportion, and rightly so. I don't think Shauna's head will turn. I feel like she will maintain her loyalty, but I feel like Callum will not, and I'm completely here for that. We also have Priscilla, who has her eyes on both Naz and Mike. Now, fair enough, either option she goes for, I feel like she will look great with him. I feel like she'll get along with him because, you know, Naz, I believe Mike's from Manchester, but he's from London-ish, so is Priscilla. They're all from London, so I feel like that kind of collective mentality can help you guys as catalysts to, you know, have conversations and have some banter. But I genuinely do want Mike and Priscilla to get together. I feel like they just look good together and I feel like they both bounce off each other, but we'll see what takes place. And then we also have Eva. I'm kind of here for Eva. I feel like South London girl, she's from Bromley. They were talking about Nando's, you know, all just this common kind of funny language. I feel like she has her eyes on a few people, one of them being Naz, and I feel like I can see Eva and Naz together. I can just see it happening. Do we think Naz is going to sway? Genuinely, although of course, as you guys know, he's a very one of my best friends. I genuinely don't know if he is going. I can't read that. I don't.
Boys, keep it quiet. It's time for you to sneak out of the villa without the girls knowing.
We can't tell. Maybe he will. I believe he might because, you know, he only had one girl. He only had one option in the main villa. Now he's thrown into this villa. He has 3 girls who've said they expressed their interest. So therefore, he's naturally going to be open to it. And plus, the type that he has described to us is the exact opposite of Demi. So I feel like there is a higher likability factor that he probably will sway. And I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. The reason why I'm not entirely in love with Demi, when they had the situation where they were about to kiss, you know, Demi was like, oh, you know, we're both underdogs. How are you an underdog when it's only been 48 hours of your presence in the villa? You were like, oh, we're both underdogs. Naz is the underdog, but I just feel like you came so quickly to that conclusion that it kind of just confused me. How are you both underdogs? I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense to me. That's what that seed in my head has just kind of rattled my head, let's just say. When it comes to Paige and Finley, they both, I think, have expressed that they're going to remain loyal. I, frankly speaking, as I've said to you guys, I don't care about Paige and Finley. They don't have the likability factor, that interest factor. I don't care if they break up. I don't care if they get dumped tomorrow. I genuinely just don't care for them. So I'm not interested in that particular kind of storyline. Then we have this game they're playing. I don't know why they're testing me. Yogurt, that's disgusting, man.
Oh, that goes so
that's
gross.
nasty.
Like a do drink, but maybe. Oh, not your
Speaking, I don't know why Love Island are doing this to me. We don't want to see these disgusting games, and I believe this one was far worse than anything else. Putting yogurt into my mouth and then I'm transferring it into somebody else's mouth. God forbid, absolutely disgusting. I would have just told the producers, this is not my portion. This is not my portion, and I would have just happily sat down, watched what these people were doing, probably gone to the toilet or whatever, or gone, you know, jumped to the pool, chill. This game is not my portion, so therefore I'm not involved, and I feel like we just did not need to see that at all. We genuinely just did not need to see that. Most of the girls are into Luke M. I don't care. I don't care for Luke M either. I feel like, once again, similar to Finley and Paige, quite boring, quite bland. We don't really know much about them, although they've been there for a while. Kind of sifting into the team furniture kind of stratosphere. I just don't really care for him. I genuinely don't.
Yeah. Rick is nice.
She is available.
Nobody's interested in Luke T, which I feel like will work in his favor, and I believe it is a blessing in disguise that him and Shanice can maintain their relationship, and I feel like that in itself would be cute to see, so I'm not really mad at that entirely. But it seems that most of these girls want Callum as well, so I feel like that particular situation is the one to watch and the one that we are all going to watch. And I feel like that couple, Shona and Callum, is definitely going to kind of just dissolve. There has to be one couple that Casa Amor rips apart. It's the protocol. It has to happen. So I feel like that is the couple that is going to rip apart for sure. I'm definitely here for Priscilla. I feel like, genuinely speaking, I just like her energy. Priscilla is best friends with one of my very good friends. So like, she is good people's, and I know she is. And I know she's a fun, loving, chilled person. And I know she'll come off right. So I feel like that in itself is cool. And hopefully she transitions into the main villa. So that we can see more of her, and I feel like her and Mike would be a good collective kind of match. Even Mike was saying, you know, now we're going to see the real Callum. Now, obviously, Mike's put on his petty boots and he's talking about, you know, this whole situation. Now, either A, he's telling the truth, and B, we have to remember, Mike and Shona's relationship is just a bit imbalanced. It's okay, it's toxic, it's weird. So perhaps you could be carrying that weight into this to try and tarnish Mike's kind of name to get revenge on Shona. We just don't really know. And when they were playing these kind of disgusting games, you know, Shanice was very upset that her dress was ruined. Beloved, your dress looked disgusting before the game. It just, the dress was awful, so it was already ruined. So there's nothing for you to worry about when it comes to that, please, genuinely speaking. But Rebecca, I don't know what it is about her, but she's coming across very annoying to me, especially in this episode. I don't know what it is, maybe because she's coming off a bit desperate.
From having 0 men to now having the choice out of 6 men. I'm just absolutely buzzing.
A bit excited, a bit happy, and it's just a bit too much for me, and I just find it annoying. When it comes to the new guys, we didn't really get to see much of them. We got to see quite a little bit of Josh. He was moving very forward to Shona, and I feel like it was just a bit too much. Like, play your game calmly. Put your, you know, if you like Shona, just do it in layers. Don't just come directly at somebody, because it can become just, you know, a bit too much. But I feel like he is planting his seeds there to Shona to let her know that that Callum is quite dangerous. The thing about Shona is that she's very emotionally charged, but I feel like she can be easily controlled. This is what I find very funny. She's very territorial. She's very controlling, very possessive when it comes to her man and everything, but the gag is she can be easily controlled as well, but she does not know it, and I believe that is her major weakness. She is asking somebody else that she's just met for validation over her man. The guy doesn't even know Callum, But if the guy said Callum's the one who's leaving, whatever, and if he kept saying that, she would have believed it, and I feel like she would have swayed. So that's what I find quite funny. She's controlling, but she can also be easily controlled by external sources and people around her. Let me know what your thoughts are when it comes to this video. What are your thoughts when it comes to this Casa Amor situation? Are you guys here for it? Who are your favorite characters? Who do you like? Who do you dislike? What are your thoughts on Eva, Priscilla, Naz gonna sway, Shona and Molly Smith? What are your thoughts when it comes to all of these couples, Paige and Finley as well? Do subscribe, click that button for daily and consistent content. Head over to my Instagram, Murad_Morali. Buy some merch if you guys want to. Subscribe, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video.
It's impressive that you do that in one take.
Do you think so?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure most people that film videos like that edit